Most people want success, but they don't want to commit to the process. They want the reward without the routine. They want the outcome without the effort. But let me tell you something. You don't get what you wish for, you get what you work for consistently. Consistency is not about perfection. It's not about never making mistakes. It's about showing up even when you're tired. It's about staying focused even when distractions are everywhere. It's about moving forward even when progress feels invisible, because the truth is, progress is happening even when you don't see it. Think about a sculptor working on a masterpiece. The first few strikes of the hammer don't make a noticeable difference. The stone looks the same. But with each careful strike, each precise movement, the shape starts to emerge. Most people give up before that shape even appears. They think their efforts aren't making a difference. But they are. Every action counts, even when it feels small. This is why most people fail. They don't trust the process. They want results right now. But success doesn't work that way. It takes time to build something great. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about doing something every single day. You see, the best in the world didn't wake up one day and find themselves at the top. They built their way there. They were willing to show up when no one was watching. They were willing to put in the work before they saw the results. They understood that success is not about one big break. It's about thousands of small steps taken consistently. Most people think success is about talent, luck, or some overnight breakthrough. But if you look at anyone who has truly achieved greatness, you'll see one thing in common. They didn't stop. They didn't wait for the right moment. They didn't give up when it got hard. They didn't slow down when things weren't going their way. They kept moving. They kept showing up. They kept putting in the work day after day, no matter what. Consistency beats intensity every time. Anyone can work hard for a day. Anyone can grind for a week. Anyone can get motivated for a short period of time. But what separates the winners from the rest is their ability to keep going when the excitement fades, when the results aren't instant, when progress feels slow. Think about a person training for a marathon. If they only train when they feel like it, they'll never be ready for race day. They don't just run one long, exhausting session and hope it's enough. No, they train consistently, day after day, week after week, month after month, until they build the endurance needed to cross that finish line. That's how success works. It's not one massive effort. It's a series of small, consistent actions that add up over time. The reason so many people never reach their goals is that they quit in the middle. They start strong, they work hard for a little while, but then they stop because they don't see instant results. But success isn't instant, it's cumulative. The work you put in today might not pay off immediately, but it's building something greater. Every rep in the gym, every page you write, every skill you practice, it all adds up. You need to stop looking for shortcuts. Stop expecting instant rewards. Stop believing that success should come easily. The greatest rewards come from the work that takes time, from the effort that demands patience, from the grind that most people aren't willing to endure. Imagine planting a seed. You don't see results right away. You water it, you take care of it, but for a long time, it looks like nothing is happening. That's why most people stop. They think this isn't working. But if you keep watering that seed, if you keep taking care of it, one day it starts to grow. And once it starts, it doesn't stop. It keeps growing faster and stronger than before. Your dreams are the same way. If you stop too soon, you'll never see what they could become. But if you stay consistent, if you keep working, even when it seems like nothing is changing, eventually things will start to take off. Success is built on momentum, and momentum is built by showing up every single day, doing the work, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's inconvenient, even when it's hard. The people who make it are the ones who keep pushing through the difficult moments, the ones who don't let frustration or doubt stop them. Most people let obstacles break them, but winners use obstacles as fuel. Every setback is an opportunity to get stronger. Every challenge is a chance to prove how bad you want it. Every difficulty is a test of your consistency. So ask yourself, are you going to stop just because it's hard? Are you going to quit just because results aren't coming fast enough? Or are you going to show up anyway, put in the work, and trust the process? Because at the end of the day, success is not reserved for the lucky. It's not reserved for the most talented. It's reserved for those who are consistent enough, disciplined enough, and relentless enough to keep going no matter what. Most people underestimate the power of daily consistent action. They think they need a breakthrough, a lucky break, or some once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make things happen. But success isn't about big flashy moments. It's about what you do every single day when nobody is watching. It's about the discipline to keep going even when the results aren't showing up yet. Consistency is the great equalizer. It doesn't matter where you come from, how much talent you have, or who believes in you. If you show up and put in the work every day, you will get results. The problem is most people can't handle the waiting. They want instant gratification. They want to see the payoff now. And when it doesn't happen, they start looking for shortcuts, they start doubting the process, and eventually they give up. But here's the truth. Success is not about speed, it's about endurance. The ones who win aren't necessarily the fastest or the strongest. They're the ones who refuse to stop. They're the ones who keep pushing, keep grinding, keep working long after everyone else has given up. Think about the people you admire. The ones who have achieved great things. Do you really think they got there by working hard for a few weeks and then quitting? No. They showed up day after day through failures, setbacks, and obstacles. They kept pushing even when it was inconvenient, even when it was hard, even when nobody was clapping for them. That's what you need to do. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the right moment. Stop waiting for someone to believe in you. The only thing you need is the discipline to keep going, because motivation fades. Excitement wears off. But discipline will carry you when motivation is gone. Imagine a sculptor working on a block of marble. Every strike of the hammer seems insignificant at first. Nothing really changes. But over time, after thousands of strikes, the masterpiece starts to take shape. If the sculptor stops halfway through, all that effort is wasted. But if they keep going, the result is something incredible. That's how success works. Every small action, every small decision, every small step adds up. The problem is most people can't see that far ahead. They only see what's in front of them. They say, I've been working hard, but nothing is happening. And because they don't see immediate results, they stop. They don't realize how close they were. But if you want to win, you have to push past that. You have to trust that the process works. You have to believe that every practice session, every late night and every early morning is building something bigger than you can see right now. The difference between success and failure is simple. The successful keep going when the unsuccessful quit. That's it. It's not about luck. It's not about having all the answers. It's about doing the work day in and day out, no matter what. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out, but you do have to be consistent. You do have to show up, and you do have to keep moving forward, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Because one day, all that work is going to pay off. One day, the results will show up. One day, you'll look back and realize that every small action, every late night, every early morning, every sacrifice, it all mattered. It all added up. So don't stop now. Don't slow down. Don't let frustration make you quit. Keep going, keep pushing, keep showing up. Because success doesn't belong to the smartest, the luckiest, or the most talented. It belongs to the ones who refuse to quit. Most people don't realize how much power they have in their daily actions. They think success is some grand event that happens overnight. They think people just wake up one day with millions of dollars, a perfect career, or unstoppable confidence. But success doesn't work like that. It's built brick by brick, action by action. Consistency is the secret ingredient that separates winners from everyone else. It's not about talent, luck, or even intelligence. It's about showing up and doing the work day in and day out. The reason most people fail is simple. They start, but they don't follow through. They make a plan, they set goals, and for a while, they put in the effort. But when things don't move fast enough, when the excitement wears off, they start slowing down. They let doubt creep in. They start questioning if it's even worth it, and that's where they lose. Not because they aren't capable, but because they weren't consistent enough to see the results. Think about it. The best athletes in the world don't just train when they feel like it. The most successful business owners don't just work when they're inspired. Champions don't wait for perfect conditions. They create their own momentum by showing up every single day. They don't negotiate with themselves. They don't wake up and decide whether or not they're going to put in the work. They already made that decision long ago, and now they just execute. See, most people look at the top performers and assume they have something special, something different. But the truth is, they just have better habits. They've built a routine that forces them to take action no matter what. While most people wake up and check social media, they wake up and go to work. While most people talk about their dreams, they take steps toward them. And while most people quit after a few failures, they keep pushing forward. Success is not about making big moves once in a while. It's about small, consistent actions that build up over time. If you go to the gym once, nothing happens. If you eat one healthy meal, you won't see a change. But if you do it every day, if you commit to the process and trust that small actions create big results, that's when everything starts shifting. The hardest part is pushing through when you don't see immediate results. That's when most people stop. They think, I've been doing this for weeks, for months, and nothing is happening. But what they don't realize is that growth happens beneath the surface before it ever becomes visible. The work you put in today may not show up tomorrow, but that doesn't mean it's not working. The most successful people know this. They keep grinding, keep moving, keep pushing because they trust the process. And that's what separates winners from everyone else. They don't look for excuses. They don't wait for motivation. They build habits that make action automatic. They train themselves to do what needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. And because of that, they win. So if you're waiting for the perfect time, stop. If you're looking for a sign, this is it. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is consistency. Show up, do the work, stay committed even when it's hard, even when it's frustrating, even when you feel like quitting, because that's what will take you from where you are now to where you want to be. Success doesn't belong to the smartest, the luckiest, or the most talented. It belongs to those who refuse to quit. Most people want success, but very few are willing to commit to the level of consistency it requires. They start strong, but when the excitement fades, they slow down. When results don't come immediately, they start doubting themselves. And when challenges arise, they step back instead of pushing forward. That's why so many people fail, not because they aren't capable, but because they aren't consistent. They let their emotions decide their actions instead of making a commitment to show up no matter what. Winners don't rely on motivation. They don't wait for the perfect mood, the perfect conditions, or the perfect opportunity. They create success by working when others are sleeping, by grinding when others are making excuses. It's not about massive action all at once. It's about showing up every single day and getting just a little better. It's about making progress, even when it's slow, even when it's frustrating, because small progress compounded over time creates massive results. The problem is, too many people want shortcuts. They want success to come easily. They see someone at the top of their game and think, I wish I had that. But what they don't see are the years of unseen work, the sacrifices, the struggles, the discipline. They don't see the nights spent working when everyone else was out partying. They don't see the mornings where they got up before the sun to grind while everyone else slept. They only see the outcome, not the effort. And because they don't see the effort, they assume they can skip it. But you can't cheat the process. Success is earned, never given. And it's not about what you do once, it's about what you do every day. It's about showing up, even when the results aren't there yet. It's about trusting the process and putting in the work, even when no one else believes in you. Because consistency is what builds resilience. It's what builds confidence. It's what builds skill. Every time you show up, you're proving to yourself that you are capable. Every time you push through, you're training yourself to be stronger. People ask, how do I stay motivated? That's the wrong question. You don't need motivation, you need discipline. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. But discipline is what makes you do the work even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the doers. Discipline is what gets you results. Look at anyone who has made it big. They weren't always the most talented. They weren't always the smartest, but they were always the most consistent. They kept going when others quit. They kept grinding when others got comfortable. And that's why they're successful, because they refuse to stop. So here's the truth. If you want success, you have to be willing to commit. You have to be willing to put in the work every single day, even when it's boring, even when it's frustrating, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Because every small step forward is building momentum. And once you have momentum, nothing can stop you. Ask yourself, are you really committed? Are you showing up every day? Or are you only putting in the effort when you feel like it? Success doesn't wait for you to be ready. It doesn't care if you're tired, if you're frustrated, if you're scared. Success only comes to those who take action every single day without excuses. Success doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't show up just because you want it. It comes to those who put in the work day after day when no one is watching. The difference between the ones who make it and the ones who don't? Consistent action. Not talent, not luck, not waiting for the right moment. It's about showing up, grinding, and pushing through, especially when you don't feel like it. Most people start strong. They wake up motivated, ready to go. But what happens when that motivation fades? What happens when life hits, when the excitement is gone, when the results don't come as fast as you expected? That's where most people quit. That's where they start making excuses. But champions, they keep going. They don't let their feelings dictate their actions. They show up even when they're tired, even when they don't feel like it, even when it looks like nothing is happening, because they understand that every rep, every effort, every small step is building something bigger. You can't expect to reach the top if you only put in effort when it's convenient. Success is built on daily habits, the small choices that compound over time. It's like working out. You don't get strong from one workout. You get strong from showing up consistently. You don't master a skill in a day. You master it by doing it over and over until it becomes second nature. That's how the greats are made. They don't just put in work when they feel inspired. They do it every single day, whether they feel like it or not. Look at the most successful people in the world, athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders. They all have one thing in common: discipline. They don't wait for motivation to strike. They create their own motivation by taking action. Action breeds results, and results create momentum. The more you show up, the more you build confidence, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable. But it starts with you deciding to commit. Not just today, not just this week, every single day. Too many people get caught up in wanting success, but not being willing to do what it takes. They talk about it, they dream about it, but when it's time to execute, they hesitate. They wait for the perfect moment. They let fear, doubt, and distractions take over. And that's why they stay stuck, because success doesn't come to those who wait, it comes to those who work. So ask yourself, are you really putting in the work? Are you showing up every day, even when it's hard? Even when no one is cheering for you? Even when it feels like nothing is happening? Because that's the test. That's what separates the winners from the ones who stay stuck in the same place year after year. Success doesn't care about your excuses. It only cares about what you do. Most people get excited about success. They talk about their dreams, set big goals, and imagine a better future. But here's the problem: excitement fades, motivation wears off. That's why success doesn't belong to the people who start strong. It belongs to the ones who stay consistent. Too many people get stuck in the cycle of starting and stopping. They put in effort for a week, maybe even a month, but the moment they don't see immediate results, they slow down. They start doubting themselves, they start making excuses, and before they know it, they're back where they started. Success isn't about how fast you start, it's about whether you keep going when things get hard. You have to understand something. Consistency is boring. It's not always exciting. It's not always fun. There are days when you'll feel like nothing is happening. There are days when you'll question if your effort is even worth it. But let me tell you this: the people who win are the ones who push through the boring, push through the struggle, and keep moving forward when most people stop. Think about building muscle. You don't go to the gym once and expect to see results. You don't work out for a week and wake up with a six-pack. No, real transformation happens over time. It's the person who stays disciplined, who keeps showing up, who lifts those weights day after day, even when they don't feel like it. That's the person who gets results. Your goals work the same way. Whether you're chasing success in business, fitness, relationships, or anything else in life, you won't see results overnight. But if you stay consistent, the results will come. Let me give you an example. Imagine you have two people trying to fill a bucket with water. One person pours in a gallon all at once, but then stops. The other person adds a cup of water every single day. After a week, the first person's bucket is empty, but the second person's is getting full. After a month, the difference is massive. That's how success works. It's not about dumping all your energy into something for a short period. It's about steady, consistent effort over time. And here's the best part. The more consistent you are, the easier it gets. At first, staying disciplined feels hard. You have to force yourself to show up. You have to push yourself to do the work. But over time, consistency turns into momentum. And momentum is powerful. Think about a train. When a train starts moving, it's slow. It takes a ton of energy to get it rolling. But once that train builds momentum, it becomes almost impossible to stop. That's what happens when you stay consistent. At first, progress feels slow, but if you keep pushing, keep grinding, and keep showing up, you'll build unstoppable momentum. This is where most people fail. They expect immediate results, and when they don't get them, they quit. But here's what they don't realize. Success is always just beyond the point where most people give up. Maybe right now, you're putting in the work, but you don't see the results yet. Maybe you're grinding every day, but it feels like nothing is changing. Listen to me. Don't stop. Keep going. Because every step you take, every action you make is pushing you closer to your breakthrough. The people who succeed aren't the smartest. They aren't the most talented. They aren't the luckiest. They're the ones who refuse to quit. They're the ones who wake up every day and take action no matter what. So let me ask you this. Are you willing to be that person? Are you willing to do what most people won't so you can have what most people don't? Because success isn't just about big dreams. It's about small actions repeated over time that lead to massive results. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for someone to tell you it's your time. It's your time when you decide it is. So take action, stay consistent, and watch how your life transforms.